Hello friends, welcome back to Learning Nails and Aesthetics. We are in the Milady Esthetics book, Chapter 8, Facial Treatments, starting on page 302. Don't forget to comment, like, share, and subscribe, as well as check out my other videos. Don't forget, I am not AI, so mistakes will be made. Let's get started. Perform the facial setup procedures. Please refer to Chapter 7, the treatment room, for room setup and prepare all the supplies needed for a facial treatment. It is important to assemble supplies in an organized, efficient manner and have them on hand before beginning the treatment. Figure 8-5. And when we look at this figure, if you're driving, no looking, have all supplies on hand before the start of the treatment. It just shows various products on a table. And as I noted last time with this picture in a previous video, they only have one bowl of clean water. If you don't have a sink within arm's reach, you will need 2 bowls of clean water. I also use a candle warmer to keep the bowls of water warm. Continue. Use the following resources to prepare for client treatments. Review the contraindication information in Chapter 5, Skin Analysis. Use the client charts and consultation information in Chapter 5, Skin Analysis. Focus on. Keep clients and you on schedule. Time is money. These practices will keep estheticians on schedule and are everyday practices in the industry. Have facial clients come in 15 minutes prior to their appointment so they can fill out their consultation form. Put on a robe, spa wrap, and prepare for their treatment. The protocol will vary depending on your workplace, as you may first consult and meet the client before they proceed to get dressed for the service. Call or send text to clients the day before to confirm their appointments. Ask the receptionist to check the client in and have them prepare for the service. Have a client intake form ready to use in the reception area so no time is wasted in the treatment room. Meeting and greeting clients. One of the most important communications you will have with a client occurs the first time you meet. Figure 8-6. Which says, be polite, friendly, and inviting while greeting a client, and it has a picture of an esthetician shaking a client's hand. Be polite, friendly, and inviting. To develop a long-term relationship, you need to give great service every time clients come to see you. The following are essential customer service practices you must perform every time you provide a facial service. Always approach a client with a smile. Always introduce yourself to new clients and greet returning clients by name. A brief yet warm handshake will make the client feel welcome. Set aside a few minutes to take new clients on a quick tour of the facility. This helps clients to feel comfortable and at home. Your client is paying for your service. Therefore, it is common courtesy to devote the time you are with your client to your client and their needs, not yours. Refrain from discussing your own problems or allowing your mood to intrude on the service. If your difficulties must be dealt with personally, you must schedule the client rather than risk. Sorry, that can't be right. Refrain from discussing your own problems or allowing your mood to intrude on the service. If your difficulties must be dealt with personally, you must reschedule the client rather than risk lessening the value of their treatment. Be professional yet genuine. Your clients can sense when you are being genuine and open, and they will have more confidence in you and in your expertise. Your number one objective is to find out and address their skin concerns. Activity. Customer service. Think of a time when you were treated well as a client and how it made you feel. Prepare the client for the facial treatment. After warmly greeting the client, assist them in preparing for the facial. Figure 8-7 has a picture of a client sitting on a treatment bed and the esthetician is holding a spa wrap. So no looking if you're driving. Changing instructions. I almost said recipient. The receptionist or esthetician will show the client where to change and store any belongings. Clients can change into their robe and or spa wrap and remove their shoes in a changing room or the treatment room. Explain what clothing can be removed. Shoes, restrictive pants, and bras. Let the client know the neck and shoulders are usually bare for facials. Dark fabric will collect lint from sheets, so it is best to remove clothing that will be under the sheets. Let clients decide what clothing they are comfortable removing. Instruct the client on how to prepare for the treatment and how to put on the facial wrap. There are many styles of wraps or gowns. Assist the client onto the facial table. Show the client how to get on the facial table safely and where to position their head. Assist the client in getting comfortable. Perform Procedure 8-1, Pre-Service, Preparing the Client for Treatment. Drape and adjust for comfort. You will then proceed with draping the client's hair and adjusting the pillow, bolster, and linens. Figure 8-8 shows a esthetician placing the sheet over the client. Detailed instructions on how to drape the client are in Procedure 8-1. Pre-service, preparing the client for treatment. A client should feel relaxed from the very beginning of the treatment. Check-in. What are the 5 essential service practices when greeting clients? What pre-treatment activities can an esthetician do to assist the client in preparing for the treatment? What 4 practices help keep the client and the esthetician on schedule? Explain the key steps of the basic facial treatment. At this point, you've learned how to set up the treatment room, meet and greet the client, and position the client comfortably on the treatment table or chair. You are now ready to familiarize yourself with the remainder of the steps of the facial process before having to perform the procedure at the end of the chapter. As you practice facials, follow the chart on Figure 8-9, in Figure 8-9, to memorize the steps. Adapt this basic procedure to fit your local facility and regulations. In general, most basic facials take approximately an hour. Refer to Table 8-1 on page 306 for timing suggestions. Remember that you are required to wear gloves at all times throughout the facial treatment procedure. For teaching purposes, the basic facial procedure is divided into the following major steps. Be guided by your instructor. Note, some facial devices have been added to show you where equipment can be introduced into the basic facial. 1. Client consultation, including review of contraindications, discussion of the completed client intake form, client signing of consent form. This form must be signed before each treatment. 2. Client draping and esthetician hand washing. 3. Initial skin analysis and continue the client consultation treatment plan creation. 4. Warm towels, optional, and facial cleansing with appropriate cleanser and toner. 5. In-depth skin analysis. Refer to Chapter 5, Skin Analysis, Table 8-2. 6. Exfoliation procedure, optional. Some, like just throwing this in. Exfoliation with people like rosacea or other skin conditions. Exfoliation is a no. Facial device, of course, those things are covered in other videos. Facial device option, high frequency over gauze if applicable. 7. Massage. Massage and mask steps can be reversed. 8. Softening with steam or warm towels can also steam performing facial massage or during exfoliation. 9. Extractions and or deep pore cleansing if applicable. 10. Mask, Clay hydrating, or any mask type that is appropriate to client's skin type and condition. Facial device options, application of galvanic gel, and performance of galvanic treatment, if applicable. 11. Toner. 12. Serums, eye treatments, and lip treatments. 13. Moisturizer. 14. Daily sun protection products. 15. Service completion, including post-consultation and home care. Table 8-1, timing for the facial procedure. Setup time, the client dresses, takes about 5 minutes. And it goes across this chart. If it's an acne facial, the client setup time is still 5 minutes. Express facial, client setup time is still 5 minutes. So instead of being repetitive, when I go across this form, if you are able to look at it, that's great. If you're driving, no looking, look later. If it's repetitive for each type of facial, I will not say that, because that would just be repetitive. So consultation, again, 3 to 5 minutes across the board. Express facial is a little more brief than that. Draping, all the way across, 2 minutes. Towels, optional, 2 minutes. Cleansing is 3 to 5 minutes for any type of facial. Skin analysis, 5 for regular acne, acne, and is more brief for an express facial. Exfoliation, 5 minutes on regular and acne, and brief on express facial. Steamer towels, 8 to 10 minutes on a basic facial. Acne facial is 5 minutes. Express facial, 8 to 10 minutes. Nope, just kidding. I just lost my place. Exfoliation, 8 to 10 minutes. Only 5 minutes on acne, 8 to 10 on express. Steam or towels, 5 minutes across the board. Extraction, 10 minutes, except for you skip that on an express facial. Massage, 10 minutes on a basic facial. Skip it for an acne facial or keep it extremely brief. Same for express facial. Mask, 8 to 10 minutes. Acne facial mask, 8 to 10 minutes. Express facial says brief, which I'm not really sure what mask you would do briefly, less than 8 to 10 minutes. Because the point in a mask is that it sets on your face for a significant amount of time. But that's just me. I guess a hydrating one. Anyway, we'll learn those things. Toner is 1 minute across the board. Moisturizer, 1 minute across the board. Post-consultation is 5 minutes across the board. Total time for a suggested basic facial is an hour. Acne facial, about 50 minutes. And an express facial, about 30 minutes. And then there's a note under this. There are many variations to these basic guidelines. Add 30 minutes for cleanup and setup time. The initial consultation and analysis. The initial consultation and skin analysis determines the products and procedures to be used and gives you time to discuss your recommended treatment, as well as begin to discuss the client's home care needs. Many estheticians schedule at least 15 minutes extra for a client's first visit. Review the client's completed initial consultation form, Figure 5-11, in Chapter 5, Skin Analysis, shows a sample intake form. Information should include important details about the client, including their name, age, and they have age as optional. I don't consider that optional, but I didn't write this book. So, occupation, information on their at-home skincare program, medications, medical conditions, diet, and lifestyle habits. Figure 8-10, which we will go over on the next page here in a momento. Obtain signed consent. The client will read and sign the consent form, acknowledging that they understand what is being done to them as well as the risk involved in the treatment. Figure 5-12 in Chapter 5, Skin Analysis, shows a sample consent form. So on the next page here, page 307, is Figure 8-10, the client intake form and medical history. In order to provide you with the most appropriate treatment, we need you to complete the form questionnaire. All information is confidential. Then it has a place to write their date, name, and date of birth. Again, they've noted as optional. An email address, their physical address, phone number, occupation, how were you referred to us, medical history, are you currently under the care of a physician for any reason? Then for them to check the box yes or no. If yes, for what? Then under that is a chart for them to mark yes or no next to each thing, and then date, list comments. So list all medications and supplements and vitamins, allergies, Accutane. So I assume you would mark yes or no if you're using Accutane. Antibiotics, birth control pills, hormones, aspirin, ibuprofen use, Retin-A, tretinoin, Metrogel, Metrocream, glycolic acid on a regular basis, antidepressants, sun reactions, medication allergies, food allergies, aspirin allergy, latex allergy, lidocaine allergy, hydrocortisone allergy. And continued on the next page, diabetes, smoking history, cold sores or herpes, bleeding disorders, autoimmune HIV, pregnant or planning to be, a pacemaker, implants of any kind, dental, breast, or facial, migraine headaches, glaucoma, cancer, arthritis, hepatitis, thyroid imbalance, seizure disorders, active infection, radiation in the last 3 months. The next section, skin conditions, acne, melasma, tattoos, permanent makeup and microblading, vitiligo, keloid scarring, skin laser treatments at another office, when and what the results were, also Botox, fillers, hair removal, chemical peels, sun exposure, tanning bed in the last week or a self-tanner, and then an area to list medical issues not listed above, current skin care and lifestyle, how do you wash your face, and then a box for them to mark soap or cleanser. Number 2, if soap, what brand? Number 3, if cleanser, what brand name? 4, do you use a moisturizer? Yes or no. Are you on a special diet? Yes or no. If yes, please specify. Number 6, do you consume water daily? Yes or no. If yes, how much? Number 7, do you drink coffee, tea, or soda daily? Yes or no. Coffee ounces, tea ounces, soda ounces. Number 8, do you exercise? Yes or no. If yes, how often? 9, have you ever had a facial? Yes or no. If yes, when was your last facial? Number 10, do you give yourself facials at home? Yes or no. If yes, how often? Number 11, list additional cosmetics and skincare products you are currently using. Then there is an area for them to fill in that information. What is the primary reason for your visit today? Select all that apply in the list below. Then there is a box next to each one just for them to mark. I'm concerned about facial or body hair and would like information on ways to get rid of it. I'm concerned about fine lines around my eyes. I'm concerned about scowl lines when I frown. Okay, so this is a bit of a list. So instead of me saying I'm concerned about repeatedly, I'm just going to say what that thing is. So, pigmentation or age spots, broken capillaries on my face or spider veins on my legs, skin laxity and sagging, lines around my mouth, defined lips, and other. Please list skin concerns below. I certify that the preceding medical, personal, and skin history statements are true and correct. I am aware that it is my responsibility to inform the technician of my current medical and health conditions and to update this information on subsequent visits. A current history is essential for the provider to execute appropriate treatment procedures. I have signed the consent form for this procedure. I had the opportunity to ask questions prior to the treatment. I accept arbitration as a means of resolution for practice liability. Then a line for their signature and date. Focus on model releases. Consider taking a photo of your client each time they come in for a visit. Have a model release form ready to sign for clients that will appear in marketing features and on social media. This way, you will be able to provide clients with a history of their treatments with you and get their approval for showing their results online. All right, that'll do it for this video. We will continue part 2 of Chapter 8, Facial Treatments, Skincare Treatments, in the Milady Esthetics book. I hope this was helpful to you. I appreciate you watching. Please comment, like, share, and subscribe. I'm up to about 165 subscribers. That, I think, is awesome. However, in YouTube world, that's nothing. So, that's a very small number. I would appreciate you helping a girl out. Have a great day. Thanks. Bye.